Good morning, everyone. My name is Tara Hatley, and I am here to talk about our Sunday school lesson for today, and that is proclaim, call to proclaim. Jesus had to proclaim who he was and verify it from the prophecies of the prophets before him. In the scripture text today, it is Luke Luke chapter 4, verses 14 through 22. And I'm going to read to you the verses, and then I'm going to explain exactly what was being done in these scriptures. And Jesus returned in the power of the Spirit of Galilee. Let me repeat that. And Jesus returned into the power of the Spirit into Galilee. And there went out a fame of him through the region around about. And he taught in their synagogues, being glorified of all. And he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up, and his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day and stood up for to read. And there was delivered unto him the book of the prophet Isaiah. And when he had opened the book, he found the place where it was written. Verse 18. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He hath sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering of sight to the blind, to set liberty them that are bruised, to preach the acceptable year of the Lord. And he closed the book, and he gave it again to the minister and sat down. And the eyes of all them that were in the synagogue were fastened on him. And he began to say unto them, this day is this scripture fulfilled in your ears. And all bare him witness, and wondered at the gracious words which proceeded out of his mouth. And they said, is this not Joseph's son? And so that was verses 14 through 22. Now, usually in my Sunday school class, I teach children. And I do know that a lot of people can learn on a child's level. So I'm going to go back and explain what actually the title of our Sunday school lesson is, Call to Proclaim. Now, Jesus was in his years where he had been prepared to deliver the message of God and let the people know that he was the coming Messiah, the person to save us all. So I'm going to read just a little bit of the information that you need so you can understand a little bit better about why Jesus said the words he said. Jesus launches his ministry with the sermon in Nazareth. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recoverings of sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised, to preach acceptable year of the Lord. Now this, what I'm reading to you, will elevate the meaning and the significance of Jesus' inaugural sermon in Nazareth. Since the impact of Jesus' pronouncement at Nazareth and align our faith response with Jesus' call and mission. Now, he had to go back to where he was born and brought up to let these people know, I am the Messiah. And down through the scriptures, if you continue to read past verse 22, you can read and see for yourself that the people in Nazareth did not believe him because he grew up there, and so they knew who he was, and they knew that he was a carpenter's son and things like that. So they made him get out, basically. So the scripture that talks about, a prophet is not honored in his own country, that's where that comes from. And if you all have any questions about this particular scripture text, I suggest you go and you do your own reading, and explain to your children what Jesus did, because he had to proclaim who he was to these people, because this was the beginning of his ministry. And when he started telling people about this, they didn't like it because it was the truth. And a lot of times people don't like the truth. Like we just went through a situation where we have to deal with buying food and toiletries and things like that for our families, and helping each other, and giving consolation and consoling everyone. It's very important for you all to know that this is important, that we explain to our children what is going on and the Bible is being fulfilled. Again, my name is Tara Hatley, and I am coming to you with your Sunday School edition of Call to Proclaim. God bless you.